Yeah. Before going to the lesson, today I got one particular circular. So I will send that circular also to you. Just I'll read out the circular. The circular is like this. The open day for a project-based learning presentation is scheduled on December 4th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. All HODs are informed to keep the projects ready for demonstration. It will be in an online mode. The details of evaluation of the project and program list will be shared shortly. So this is a one particular circular which we have got from the office. So be ready with your projects. We are with 4th. That is on I think Friday it will come 4th, right? Friday only, right? Huh? Which day it will come? 4th? Come on.
Friday, sir.
Yeah, Friday. So be ready with with your projects, timings and all, schedule and all, when for MC and all. I will let you know. Don't worry about that. So one by one, it will be there as per the list how we did in the first review and the second review. So that will be there. So keep in your minds. So that is the one thing. And then, as I told you, that poster, almost all everyone has given a poster, but still, how many has to give the poster? I'll tell you. Maybe around 8 projects they have not given still. Why I don't know. Why so much delay you are doing? What's the reason? I don't know. See, almost all 19 project posters I got. So that means that 19 means another 8 it should come. Why you are doing late, I don't know. Today, within afternoon, you have to submit everyone. If you are not submitting, definitely you will lose the marks. That is very much important. Why? Because I must confirm that the poster and a PPT is ready with you, and you are ready with your project to give a demo. Why? Why? Because we will be maybe we will be there, but as a judges we may not be there for the project. Why? Because in a college level they will make one committee and they will be the judges. So in front of them, you have to give the demo. That you have to keep in your mind always. So I think now everyone are ready. No doubts in the project what you are going to do. Any doubts is there? Any doubts is there?
No, sir.
No. So everyone, you are ready with your projects. I'm telling again and again. Why? Because it's a department prestige issue. So do well, do well. Coming back to the lesson here. In our last class, we are discussing the deployment and the operational view of the IoT projects. In that particular thing, we are discussing how a deployment can be done. Then, what are the things we should take? 1 minute, just. Yeah. Now, in the operational view, what we should take into the considerations. In the last class, we discussed this particular thing. We have taken an example of that the means parking plot means which is there of 16 parking places will be there, and each parking slot is having a two sensors, node 1 and node 2 will be there, and these sensors will be able to do the functional abilities, means functional components of 18 and 21, and this will be in turn will be taken into do with 16 and 18 also. So that what actually the thing here, two ways we should think always. That is the virtual thing as well as a physical component, which we have to think like that. So whenever the vehicle is there, means the main thing what you should observe here is either the vehicle is there in a parking slot or either a parking slot is free. That we should concentrate on a main thing. So then how you are going to make the payment and all, it will come in this particular things. We have discussed all the things in a last class. So how the activity diagram will be there for this particular model and all. And we have discussed how our resources will be shared with the associated sensors and all. Then coming to the next thing, that is the deployment of the particular operational project with the cloud. So how these things will be there? Observe the figure here, everyone. So what is this advanced device one is there and the basic devices is there. So how you are connecting to the network with the basic device and sensor IoT services, how you are taking. So assume this is your entire project and through internet, you through a communication, the virtual entity service you are also taking into the consideration. And finally, your application, whatever your business process is there, and what the analytics you have to do, everything knowledge from everything you are coming out from that. Finally, you are going with your applications. So entire this thing will be there in a cloud. So what are the things which will be there in a cloud? So the first component will be there in a cloud is a communication component. You observe this particular diagram here. Once the internet has been crossed, so direct then the cloud infrastructure will be there. So within a cloud infrastructure, what actually you need? So we need that first a communication thing. That is how to connect to that particular cloud. You have seen that if you want to connect to the thingspeak.com, so connecting to the internet through your device and a gateway is nothing but you know that you have to give a Wi-Fi username and a password, then automatically you will connect to the internet. But while connecting to the via internet to your cloud, that is very much important. That means in a cloud you must have first an account. So your account should be specified and your channel ID must be there, and you must have a right API key or a read API key, whatever you have written in this particular program. That is taking the credentials of the API key and as well as the URL of that particular cloud and the channel ID you are going to connect. So that is a communication part. You are going to connect to that particular cloud. Now, sensor IoT services will be there. What is this? First, you are getting a data from a sensors. This is first thing which you are taking into the consideration. Then afterwards, another service will also be there. You are getting a data through the mobile app. In our example, which we have discussed, that the user can also book the parking slot before itself, and no vehicle will be there in a parking slot. He will come, and rather than you have to tell that how means in what time again the parking slot will be free. Once it is free, again I want to book after half an hour or 1 hour, like that type of a communication. So this will come. So then the virtual entity services will be enabled for you within a cloud. So that will be done. So finally, what is that after giving a service, finally what you should do, the applicant means the application, what either an app, either in saying a screen board, one is parking, definitely they should know the details like that, which parking slot is free now and until what time the parking slot will be busy, and after what time the parking slot will be free. So that particular things they should know. All these things can be done with the service organization, IoT process management, historical data services, data analytics service, data analytics services, and knowledge management services. So all these things will help. Means doing analytics, everything they will see that what type of vehicle and whether that vehicle is regular, what time it will be parked continuously. Then afterwards when it will be free and all. So finally you will go with your project application. So this is the one such an important area where entire your project means entire your project application or entire your project deployment of the things will be related here. So this operational view is very much important. Why? Because the user will be there ahead of this particular thing. that when we go in detail of this particular thing, the alternative one shows devices that can host only a simple sensor device and a short range wired or wireless connectivity technology. That's a basic device which we are seeing using an IR sensor. It will be there. The virtual entity representing the physical entity where the basic devices one is deployed is also hosted in a cloud 100%. Why? Because we should take a data from that particular IR or sensor also, so that we should means that sensor data whatever is there, either you will take through a variable, you are going to store that data in a cloud. Why? Because you have to do the analytics or whatever, you have to do the data processing, that either the slot is filled or not. For that is useful. In alternative two, advanced devices can host the sensor IoT service communication to the sensor source on a basic devices. The cloud infrastructure in this case only hosts the virtual entity service corresponding to the sensor IoT service. The difference between alternative 1 and alternative 2 is that the sensor IoT service hosted on advanced device 2 should be capable of responding to the requests from the users, that is cloud services and applications, with appropriate secure mediation of course. So this is very much important. When your stopper should go ahead as if I have booked already in a mobile. So this is very clear, I will tell you. So responding from the request from the users, that is cloud services and applications. So what is the application here? My mobile application is there of that parking slot, and in home itself I have booked, for example, slot number 16. And once booked, I will pay the amount, everything. You will generate one token to me there itself. When I will come to your parking slot for your gateway, just I will show that particular token or QR code something. You should keep that also. Why? Because there's an alternative thing. So automatically it will tell that you have to go to so and so 16 number parking slot which is reserved. So I should park the vehicle there only. Once I will park the vehicle there only, my timer will start that until what time I will keep this particular vehicle. When I will take out that particular vehicle while coming out, then automatically again I should show that particular token QR ID. So automatically the amount will be deducted from my particular account. So these things can be done. That means to do this is a separate thing. This is a separate thing. But what is the other way of working of our project will be like this. The person who doesn't know the app also, he can also come see in the screen board. We can go and he can pay. Means there itself in a that payment gateway he can pay and means take a token and he can go and he can park the vehicle. And after coming out, means while coming out, what will be the charges he has to pay and he has to come out. So both the ways it should work. In alternative 3, the basic devices 3 is capable of providing the sensor resource and the sensor IoT service, but still needs an advanced device 1 to transport the IoT service requests, responses, subscriptions, notifications, publications to the users in the cloud. So again, what is this? Another one important thing: how you are communicating between a cloud and your app. So that is another one very important thing. The cloud infrastructure contains, apart from the virtual entity services, the service organization components, as I told you, IoT process management components, historical data services, data analytics and knowledge management. So all these things will be there in a cloud. So the next thing is, oh, 1 minute, just get same. Yeah. So this ends, this ends the deployment under an operational view. So this ends your fourth unit also. Now you can see the assignment questions. This is the most repeated questions given in the last three papers. Means IoT question papers in a VTU. So note down this, everyone. I think you are noting down. Note down this, and I have put a date also here. The last date for submission is 5/12/2020. So within that particular time, you have to submit. So this is your fourth assignment which you have to submit. So almost all now until here I have given you 20 questions per unit, five questions, almost all repetitive questions. So coming to the next unit, that is the fifth unit. So there I'm going to give you the another means. Questions, repeated questions also. Almost all 25 questions will be there for you, and that will be a key part, means key notes for you. And these assignments, if you keep clearly with you, write in it, write with interest. That is very much important. And automatically, it will become a notes to you while reading an exam. So that 25 questions, if you read, almost all you will be succeeding in that. Almost all. Means I can say like this 80% to 85%. Why? Because all 5 units you have to study according to your question paper format. R is there. So there is no way that you can leave any unit. That means if you leave any of the unit, means definitely you will miss one particular question there. You can write only four. So that is also very much important. So this ends here, the fourth unit. The next unit, the fifth unit, will start from tomorrow. We'll take that into the consideration. Now I will just conclude here. I'll take attendance. Wait. Aditya,
Yes, sir.
Aditya,
Yes, sir.
Ajay, Ajay, Ajay is not there. Ahmed,
Yes, sir.
Apurva,
Sir, Antima.
Present, sir.
sorry, Antima,
Present, sir.
Apurva,
Present, sir.
Kashwini,
Yes, sir.
and then Bindu, Bindu, I repeat, Bindu, Divesh, Gaurish,
Yes, sir.
Gautami, Gautami, I repeat, Gautami, then Gunashekar,
Present, sir.
Harini,
Present, sir.
Surya, Surya, no, Naina,
Present, sir.
Nazma,
Present, sir.
Nidhi, 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 Pradeep, 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 Preeti,
Present, sir.
Rajesh,
Present, sir.
Sahadev, 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 Saket,
Present, sir.
Santosh, Santosh, Seema, Seema, Sinchana,
Present, sir.
Spurti, Spurti, ಇಲ್ಲ
Present, sir.
ಶಶಾಂಕ್, ವರ್ಷ,
Present, sir.
ಯಶಸ್ವಿನಿ,
Present, sir.
ಅಮೃತ,
Present, sir.
ಅನುಷಾ, ಅನುಷಾ, ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಕೆ,
Present, sir.
ಸಾಯಿ, ಸಾಯಿ, ಸಾಯಿ ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥ್, ಚೇತನ,
Present, sir.
ಕಾವ್ಯ, ಕಾವ್ಯ, ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಕಾವ್ಯಗೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ? ಎನಿಬಡಿ? ಕಾವ್ಯ ವೈ? ಮಧುಶ್ರೀ, 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 ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಮಧುಶ್ರೀಗೆ? ಮನೀಶ್,
Present, sir.
सरफराज, सरफराज, उसको क्या हुआ? मुर्गेशा, मुर्गेश, परेश, परेश, पूजा,
Present, sir.
प्रशांत रेड्डी,
Present, sir.
परेश ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? पूजा,
Present, sir.
yeah. प्रशांत रेड्डी, ಇಲ್ವಾ?
Present, sir.
ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ, yeah.
Present, sir.
ಪ್ರತಿಭಾ,
Present, sir.
ಪ್ರತೀಕ್,
Present, sir.
ಸಾಧನಾ, ಸಾಧನಾ, I repeat, ಸಾಧನಾ, ಶಶಾಂಕ್,
Present, sir.
ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ,
Present, sir.
ಶ್ರೀಧರ್,
Present, sir.
ತನೋಜ್,
Present, sir.
ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಿ, ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಣಿ,
Present, sir.
ಆಶೀಶ್,
Present, sir.
ವಿದ್ಯಾರಾಣಿ,
Present.
ವಿಶಾಲ್,
Present, sir.
Sir, Pradeep, sir.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರದೀಪ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್. ಇವಾಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ಯಾ? ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೋ? ಹಾ, ಬರೀ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಬರ್ತೀಯೇನೋ? ಮತ್ತೆ yeah, now we'll go with one other things. See, still now what we have covered, coming to the next particular unit, the fifth unit. This is one of, I can say like this, the case studies which we are going to discuss out of all what we have discussed still now. That is, we know everything now, almost all. We know the IoT reference architecture, reference models, on which standards we should do the IoT project and all. So the last unit, first we'll see in a real world, if you want to implement your project, what will be the constraints. the technical constraints, which plays a very important role. While doing a theoretical things, you will feel like that it's very easy to implement and all. But what actually the practical constraints will be there within a technical things coming starting from an sensor to how to read the value from a sensor, either that sensor is not either it's suitable or not. So how many varieties of sensor are there in a same for a same functionality? So why these many varieties are there? What about the accuracy of varieties which is there? So which variety I should go for? What is my location? How my environmental location is there? How my sensor has to sustain in this particular environment? So which device I should use? What are the microcontroller capabilities which my device should have? All these terms we are going to discuss in a last unit. This is very important unit, I can say, even though it's a very small unit. So it's a very important unit that you will feel like that when you're doing practically, when you are implementing. I think you may also, many of you has faced a problem even with the sensors, even with the boards, then our gateways, that is your Wi-Fi models, whenever those who are doing with Arduino boards and all. So that things which we are going to discuss now in this particular thing based on a problem. So what will be the real-time constraints will be there, how to overcome that particular constraints. So once we'll overcome that particular constraints and all, then we are ready with our project and we can deploy, means implement that particular project in a real world. So that is very much important. And in a ninth unit, we are going to, sorry, in next, the fifth unit, we are going to study another two cases, case studies with, means enlarged case studies. Don't mean like that case studies means it's a very small thing. No, it's not like that. Industrial automation, which plays a very much important role, and we'll see how an industries can be automated, why industry should be automated, what are the terms and conditions we must follow, and how a service capabilities we can give to that particular industries. Finally, what will be the objective when we adapt IoT sources to an industry? How our business process will improve. So that also plays a very much important role. The next thing is commercial building automations. So why a commercial building should be automated? What is the benefit of that? We'll discuss that in phase 1 and phase 2. So all these things we are going to discuss in a fifth unit. Almost all, again, I need some 6 hours maximum like that. So within that, your syllabus may be completed. Meanwhile, I will go with some activities also. Saturday definitely will have one activity, means video which I will taken from new things and all, which is very helpful to you. And remaining tomorrow also we'll step into the fifth unit, morning first hour. Okay. Now, thank you very much. Close here. I will stop the recording. Stop.